Okay, hello everybody. I hope you had a good festive period and New Year's. Today I'm going to be talking about Outlier. So it's a website that pays you for doing simple tasks to train AI. Before I get started, if you haven't noticed already, I do this in every video, but the Discord community is actually about 100 people more than that now. I should update the screenshot really, but yeah, definitely join the Discord if you are interested in side hustles. There's loads of different options in there. They're categorized and put into alphabetical order, so it's easier to find specific things if you're looking for a certain one, or you can just search by topic. There's free giveaways and a faucet feature, which is also free to use, and I'm hoping to build a friendly community which can help each other with their different ongoing projects and side hustle inquiries. So what actually is Outlier? AI Outlier is a platform that pays users to train AI models. So what I've noticed with it is it has a contract with a different website, or it works with a different website, which is currently called Multimango. I don't know if they change different contracts and have a different website, but that's the one I'm currently working with. And they provide you with simple tasks, so it could be review and compare a different video or script or prompt response, come up with different prompt generations and quality check it for when the result comes out after you've put it through an AI model. And then there's some tasks that's assessing that prompt result. So a lot of it is just analysis focused, but there is also a few where you get to choose colors and stuff like that. So it's slightly more creative, but for the most part, it does get a bit monotonous if you sit there for a long period. So you work as an independent contractor. So similar to Upwork, you can do as much hours as you want. You can choose to do work or not. You're not obligated to do anything when you're accepted. And you get the choice of tasks that they provide to you. You should probably have about 5 or so. I think they are increasing the amount of tasks, but that's the amount that they've got on there currently. The only requirement is making sure you meet their standards, which I will talk about in a minute. So how do you get started? So simply head over to the Outlier website and sign up. So the waitlist is actually quite long. I think it took me about half a year to get accepted after I'd signed up. They don't really give you much warning other than an email, which you might not even be looking out for because you forgot about the website by then. But if you set a reminder on your phone or on any other app that can send you a reminder, just to go back to it in a few months' time, you might be accepted. And then once you're accepted, you complete a quick onboarding test. This is mainly just to check your maths and English skills and any other languages that you can provide, and also to add your own skills. So if you've got any skill set that is applicable to the website, I think there's coding is the main one. There's also sciences and problem-solving type tasks. So if you've got any skill set that can apply to those, they will test you to make sure that you do actually fit the standard that they're asking for. And once you start completing work, always try to maintain a good rating, as you can be kicked off or work can be denied. From what I've noticed, it's just the Multimango website that you get kicked off from, not the actual Outlier website. So you can't do those tasks, but you might be able to do a future contract if they work with a different company. The standards are quite high on the Multimango one currently. They want you to have a 2 rating, which is exceptional in everything you do, which is near impossible, I would say. I'm currently sat at a 1.83, I think, which is about standard. So you get rated exceptional, standard, need changes, I think it might be, or below standard, something like that, and then very below standard. So you always have to try and meet at least the standard. In all fairness, it is quite easy to do as long as you're paying attention and focusing. Definitely don't do this while you're sleep deprived or just waking up in the morning. So is it a good fit for you? Like I said before, it's good for anyone who has spare minutes all over the place or a few hours in blocks. So anyone with a sporadic lifestyle, and you must have access to a computer. You cannot do this on your phone. Outlier are also looking for people who are highly attentive and descriptive. Like I said before, it's an analysis role for the most part. They want people who can describe something in depth and why it's got to that stage. So for example, one of the ones that I like doing is a color picker one. So you find a video and you choose different frames and choose different colors, and you have to explain in the text what's going on in the actual frame in detail, and why that color's been used or why that color is present, and how it contrasts the other colors in the actual frame at that current time. So instead of saying something like the color was orange, you'd have to explain it was this color to match with a different color. And again, linking to the previous point, you have to produce high quality evidence for each submission. And it's also good for people who are genuinely interested in AI training processes. So with Upwork and other freelancing websites, I do mainly AI focused tasks. though helping to train AI in cars most of the time. I am interested in the sector. Obviously, it's not my driving force to actually do the tasks at hand, but it definitely motivates me a little bit more than the average person, I would say. So, earning potential. Like I said before, there is different skill sets available on Outlier, so the pay varies massively. There's sources online, just from Google and Reddit searches, that say people earn $30 an hour and $40 an hour, which seems about right for people with different higher paying skills. I would assume coding is near the higher end, because they seem to be wanting that quite a lot from the emails I'm getting. I've currently got an offer at $17.80 an hour, which translates to about £13-ish at current exchange rates. It's below what I'd earn in a usual working day, but as far as side hustles go, it's pretty good compared to other task-based applications or survey apps, which don't pay you much per your time. However, with all good things, there is negatives. The work is not guaranteed. Like I said before, it's all performance-based, so you've got to maintain a high standard. Because of this, I don't tend to do as many hours as I would want, as I get slightly paranoid that my work quality might go down as I'm getting tired. However, this might not be a concern for some of you. The main issue is work availability. So some days there's tons of tasks on the website, and some days there's hardly any. Majority of the time there's at least one or two that you can do, but some of them might not be favourable. So currently there's one that requires a tripod, which I don't have, so I can't actually partake in that task. Outlier also removed a bunch of people who didn't have a 2 rating performance and then added them back later on. I'm not sure what was going on with that. It was a couple of weeks ago now, but the community did get a bit outraged by it. I don't think we ever actually got an answer to that, not that I've seen anyway, but it's definitely something to note that they can remove you at any time. But saying that, there's nothing wrong with their payment system. They always pay on time and the correct amounts. And then, of course, there's glitches and bugs on the site. So there may be a task showing, but there's no submissions available for it. And on Multimango, sometimes there's a few tasks that once you've done 1 or 2, it won't let you submit anymore. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if it is a bug, but yeah, that's something that I've noticed when going through. And one more point on this, you have to download this third-party app called Hubstaff. It tracks your hours that you do on the site and your movements, so make sure you don't have any personal information open when using it. And it does send you a summary email once you've used it. I think it's the day after, so it should always just say multimango.com, near 100% or pretty close to. So I'll give you a brief overview of the websites that you need now and their different dashboards that they've got. But if you want to skip that and find it all out for yourself, the link will be in the description for you to go to now. Okay, so this is the landing page for Outlier once you've signed up. It does have my name up there, so I can just scroll down so you don't see that. Not that it would matter if I did reveal my name, really, but anyhow, this is the current project that they're working on. It's called Aether. And as you can see there's different review sessions that you can go to. So I assume, I haven't actually been to one of them, but I assume they're like a webinar to kind of ease you into using the website. And you can see my rate there, my earnings from that time period. I haven't actually done that much, to be fair, but as you can see, you can definitely get money out of it. Again, I'm not going to go to my earnings page because it will reveal personal information. But oh yes, webinars there, as I was saying. I'm an Aether generalist. Obviously, that'll be a different name if you have different skill sets, so it might be coder or something like that. And assessment passed. The assessment's dead easy to pass, you should be fine with that. You can also apply more skills if that is of interest to you. So I think I applied a further English skills. Not that it's changed much, but it's on there. And then just below the earnings, you've got referrals. So you do actually get a little commission if you refer people and they complete tasks. So I will get a little kickback out of the link if you use it, which would be nice to support the community. But if you want to not use the referral link, then feel free and go ahead. So that one's empty. I think that's just, again, adding more skills. Okay, so this is where your quality scores are meant to be, but I don't think they actually link to the current project. Yeah, it says there, internal Outlier review team. So it must just be once they got feedback from the website, if they want to post it on there, they can. And then the playground tab is literally just your own personal ChatGPT or similar built into Outlier for free use if you'd like to do that. Okay, moving on to Multimango. Here are the tasks that you can see. So available tasks, you've got all these currently. You click start task, it'll give you a tutorial video, like that's the one I was mentioning earlier, the tripod. Compare 2 different texts. Compare photos, search for Instagram videos with hashtags, and select the major colors. So I like doing this type of task. But yeah, put boxes around things so you know what they are. They're pretty simple. You just follow the tutorial. I think you have to watch it for at least a few minutes, but watch it until you understand what you're meant to be doing. And then you can get started and just submit tasks. It's different each task, so I'm not going to run through that, but it is quite self-explanatory. If you do watch the tutorial, if you need any help, I'll be in the Discord. If you want to chat about it. And then you've got view quality assistance feedback. So there you can see the target rating is 2.1. Anything below 1 is at risk of removal. So I was wrong with what I said earlier, apologies. But there's exceptional, meets expectation, some issues. So I've had 1 with an issue, and then 5 met expectations. So these are all the ones that are reviewed. You can click into it to see which one it was. So this is an example of one of the ones that I chose to do colours on. So there's at least 50 colours picked here and a long sentence written. And then this guy's just reviewed it and says it meets expectation. I think that's a 2. That must be a 1. That can't be a 1.5 because the maths wouldn't add up. I don't know, but I think a 1 might be this row, and then the row above is higher. So as long as you keep getting the blue row here, you're in the clear. And then just to close out, this is the Hubstaff app that you will need to run in the background. So you've got this, which is daily limit and weekly limit. So they do set limits on you. They do change quite a lot, actually. But currently they're working on a project limit. So it's currently 15,000, is that? Or is that 150,000? 150,000. Wow, that's quite a lot of hours. 150,000 hours for everybody who's doing tasks. They do up it when it reaches its max. I don't actually know what their budget is, but it is meant to reset the following week. So there'll always be time for you to get in there if you want. But yeah, that's my video on Outlier. I hope you found it useful. And I would definitely recommend signing up to it. It's one of my favourite sites so far that I've found. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.